Most organizations operate under a specific tension: the assumption that improving customer service necessitates a corresponding rise in operational costs. Steve Jobs addressed this business architecture directly with a single axiom: the customer experience is the process. Traditional inside-out management typically works in the opposite direction. These organizations optimize internal efficiency metrics first, often at the expense of what the customer actually needs. Surviving modern market dynamics requires an outside-in perspective, designing the business around the specific outcomes the customer requires, rather than the internal tasks the company prefers to perform. When customer experience is treated as a foundational architecture rather than a soft skill or an isolated department, it dictates the design of every internal process. In this architectural model, the ultimate operational objective for the enterprise is the Triple Crown. The Triple Crown is achieved when an organization lowers costs, increases revenues, and improves service simultaneously. Reaching all three targets at once depends on a codified methodology known as the CEMMethod. To see how this works, we have to deconstruct the specific frameworks utilized in the Accredited Customer Experience Master, or ACXM, methodology. Achieving these results is a mathematically verifiable operational discipline, distinct from traditional customer service training. Strategic alignment begins with a strict structure to categorize and prioritize true customer needs. The Customer Categorization Step, or CCAT, is used to identify real customer needs and separate them from internal assumptions. Once these categories are defined, the organization must analyze its existing internal processes against them. The outside-in strategic matrix provides the analytical frame for this shift. By plotting existing processes onto this matrix, misalignments become visible, forcing these processes to migrate into the top right quadrant, where they align with the future customer experience. Framing current process states entirely against future customer outcomes is a mandatory step for eliminating operational waste. Traditional surveys are often limited because customers frequently cannot articulate what their optimal outcome looks like. The Successful Customer Outcome Canvas, or SCOC, uncovers these hidden variables, defining needs that the customer may not even be aware of yet. This canvas forces the organization to design outcomes that aim strictly for the Triple Crown. With the outcome defined, the focus moves to CX diagnostics and the concept of causes of work. Customer interactions are the fundamental cause of all internal corporate work. When an interaction is flawed, it triggers unnecessary tasks across the organization. These causes of work generate a cascading overflow of waste, consuming resources and driving up costs. Identifying and fixing these issues at the interaction level is the only way to permanently reduce operational expenses. Securing executive buy-in for structural change depends on a measurable financial justification. The disruption factor provides the mathematical tool needed to size the potential improvement. This formula correlates the elimination of causes of work directly to revenue growth and cost reduction. Using this calculation justifies the scope of the CX improvements by demonstrating a clear positive ROI. The actual restructuring is then delivered through lifecycle management tools like the Abacus framework. Quantifying the disruption factor transforms CX from a qualitative theory into a hard financial asset. The final phase of this operational transformation involves ensuring every single tier of the organization is perfectly synchronized. This is achieved through the Customer Performance Landscape, or CPL. The CPL links foundational elements, like digitization and internal rules, directly to mid-tier customer outcomes. At the top of this hierarchy sits the North Star, the ultimate strategic objective of the entire enterprise. The CPL completes the path, bridging the gap between daily operations and the North Star. True alignment gives every employee a provable line of sight from their daily tasks to the organization's overarching success. We have mapped the path from identifying basic customer categories to achieving full North Star alignment. The categorization filter, the strategic matrix, the outcome canvas, and the performance landscape function as interlocking precision gears within a single mechanism. Fully integrated, this outside-in methodology acts as a new corporate operating system. This system generates the Triple Crown results: simultaneously lower costs, higher revenues, and improved service. Applying this codified methodology removes the trial and error in standard process improvement. Successful CX transformation depends on the collective performance of the organization. To prevent internal friction, the organization requires a mutual language and a shared toolbox that spans every corporate silo. Leaders who adopt this methodology and upskill their organizations are better positioned to remain competitive. Corporate transformation begins at the moment the customer's desired outcome dictates every internal action.